It's a special pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Omnec Onec. Sometimes individuals, not only from other worlds, but also from other dimensions, choose to do what can be termed as cross-traveling, that is moving from their dimension and world into ours. Usually this is done for a special reason and because of a special mission. Omnec's mission, which he will explain more about, is to make us aware that planets in our solar system is inhabited, albeit not in our dimension, and also spread a message of Venusian spirituality and unconditional love. A great welcome to you, Omnec.
I'm very happy to be here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know. Maybe is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I'm falling off the chair because it's so high. It was hard for me to get up here, but I'm here. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you that I haven't met, and to let you know that I know you already, not from this lifetime, but I'm aware that as soul, we are old friends. So it's like a family reunion for me. Thank you for coming and sharing this time with me, and I will try my best to explain a little about myself and why I'm here. And if you're wondering, I had a stroke in 2009, and I'm recuperating and learning to walk and talk again. So bear with me, I'll do my best. I came to your planet as a child, like in a 7-year-old body, but I had lived 130 of your years on my planet before I came to Earth. And the Venusian culture I came from is on an astral dimension, which is the parallel and higher frequency than the physical. That's where I came from. I manifested a physical body just for my mission and just to be here. And on our planet, there's a city called Retz. It's the capital of Venus, and it is located on the physical surface of your planet in the solar system. At one time, we were a physical society, and I talk about it a great deal in my book and explain what happened and how come we now reside on the astral. But in this temple that's located in this city under a climatic dome for protection, and it's not visible to the human eyes, it's where that we can manifest the physical body to live and work in your societies and contribute to mankind on Earth. Because a lot of the people on Earth, we are the ancestors from them. One of the races. There's four races that originally came to this planet from another system far, far away, and they were guided by spiritual masters who told them they must bring human life to the system here. And so we took our great motherships and loaded it with thousands of people, and that was the yellow race, the white race, the black race, and the red race. They all came in these ships to this system a long time ago and inhabited planets, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus. The black race chose Jupiter as their home, the yellow race Mars, and the red race Saturn, and the white race Venus. And we inhabited these planets, and this was our new home. And it was only to bring human beings into this universe, and to give it a chance to evolve as all planets and all systems do. And we have a different perception and concept and understanding, which I decided was my mission on Earth, to share with people and make you aware of your true heritage and your greatness, because you are a soul originally, and then you become a human being eventually. And it's a great, great journey to be a person. When you become a person, you're the highest evolved being in the physical form in the whole universe. And the universe is full of planets with different beings, and some of them don't appear as human in form, but they're highly intelligent. And it's very, very, it's so complicated that you're not aware of all the beings that exist within the physical realm of reality. But reality is a matter of perception. And you have to understand that reality can exist even if you're not aware and you can't see it. It doesn't mean it's not there. But I'm here. I came here so that I could understand your cultures, your languages, your customs, and your societies, and try to share with you the best way you can survive and live here and create a better world for yourself. Because in reality, you do create it. With your thoughts, with your energy, with your creative power that God gave you. Every time you imagine something, it's the key to reality. It's the key to, the imagination is the key to creation. In other words, anything you imagine can be reality or is reality, because everything in this world was someone's imagination before it became reality, including the glass, the table, anything. You look around you, everything exists because man created it. First, he imagined it, and he created it. That's the power God gave us. And I'll explain to you, reality is a matter of perception, because if you take a chair you're sitting on, it's a small object, comfortable for you to sit on, but to a small insect, it's a very large object. It takes hours to cover the whole circumference of the chair. And to a photon, it's just a collection of atoms and energy, and it can pass right through. And so it's got different perspectives depending on what is the perception is coming from. And the chair is sitting still and relatively solid, but if you're in space looking down at Earth, this chair is rotating with the planet. So the chair has different perspectives of reality. If you're in a country with a chair, they don't know what it is, it doesn't even exist. So there you go, there's different perceptions of one reality. And I'm a different perception of reality. I existed in a non-physical form where it's only a world of energy. It vibrates at a higher frequency, but we have duplicated what we had in the physical on a different level of awareness and existence. But we can absorb energy as our nourishment because we don't have a physical form. So we manifest this energy to give us sustenance to exist there. And we can take this energy, and with our creative powers, we can manifest what we need to survive on this realm of existence. And we have many cities, and our architecture is only limited by our imagination. So we create wonderful and beautiful places to reside in. And we only need them because we were used to them in the physical, and so we duplicated the same kind of existence on a different level. And it was wonderful living there, and creating all kinds of beautiful things, musical instruments, art. You could have clothes like a butterfly, or like a cloud, a bed, like anything you can imagine, you can create. And you cannot realize how wonderful that is. And it's going to be real here, too. That's what we're working toward. There is a transformation in process on Earth, and it's going to return all human beings to the original form they were, with the abilities that they had before. And I explain in some of my material how that human beings on Earth had these great abilities in Atlantis and Lemuria and these great places that were some of the original cultures that existed on Earth when we migrated to the Earth. And we brought all the different races of beings here and colonized this Earth to create a perfect, beautiful paradise. And the life forms that exist here, animals, plants, minerals, everything was brought from other systems voluntarily to the Earth to work in cooperation to create an inhabitable, beautiful planet for human beings to enjoy. And together they form a beautiful environment which we want to protect and take care of, because the Earth is a beautiful, wonderful place, and it took many beings, thousands of years to create this place. We don't want to see it destroyed. The other planets went through evolutions and learning processes, developing technology and awareness, and eventually they destroyed their own atmospheres, or they went into a dormant state, which is quite natural for a planet. When it reaches a certain evolutionary point, it no longer can maintain physical life, so the life progresses to a higher level. And that's what happened in these other planets. And now we're working to create this process on Earth so that human beings can still exist with their cultures, but without the controlling forces that the negative powers have taken over here and now control most of your societies. And we're going to nullify and absolutely prevent them from existence, and it's only going to be positive forces that exist on this planet. With your help and your imagination and your meditation, we will do this. It will be a process. It is happening, and there is no fear, because fear is the tool that is used by the negative powers to control people. And you have to let go of fear, because there's nothing going to happen that God hasn't intended to happen. And it's all for your benefit and all for your being well and happy. And we're not going to let nothing happen to this planet or the people here, except for the ones who cannot accept the changes. Then they will die and come back with a different awareness and consciousness so they can exist in this transformation. But what is there to fear? Only thing that can happen is you can die. But death is not the end, because the soul of human beings are immortal. It lives forever. God intended the soul of each human being to be the great power that it is. God is the great creative force, and that part of the energy that is our soul is part of this Creator. And that's the most beautiful and perfect part of being a human. And it's the highest point you can reach in the evolution of soul and the physical, is being a person. Being a person is the top. Then, of course, you have to be every type of human being in many, many lifetimes. So you exist for thousands and millions of you can't even imagine. I will explain to you a little bit about what I know about this concept. But first I'll tell you that the Venusian heritage is part of the Earth heritage. All the white people that exist on race were brought here by Venusian ancestors. And so all of you are partially kin to the Venusians. And if you're Oriental, then probably you have a Martian as an ancestor, physical DNA I'm talking about, not your soul. But the Martians are the ones who are responsible for much of the technology because that's where their talents lie. And the Venusians care and protect the spirituality and the love for human beings. And the Saturnians, the red race, are known for being in contact with the nature spirits that control the environments of the planets, and they protect and care for those. And then you have the black race, who have an open, generous nature and beautiful singing voices and natural rhythm. That's what they're known for. And they share a lot of that with the cultures on Earth. So we all brought something to humankind, and they're all special in their own way. And everything that happens only happens because it is intended to be, because it cannot happen unless God intended it to happen. So whatever happens in your life is because God intended it to happen, and you as the soul have chosen to be where you are. In every aspect of your life, it's something you chose before you were born. You decided this was something, a lesson you needed that you hadn't experienced before, so you chose to come to this lifetime and experience it, no matter what it is. The soul is not either good or bad. That's a concept man has created. But a soul sees everything as a valuable experience. No matter how negative or how ugly it may be, it's an experience the soul needs, because once the soul has experienced this, it don't need to repeat it. And that's part of the awareness and growing to be perfect in every way. And when you reach that perfection, you don't have to be a human anymore. You learn on higher levels. So you don't realize how wonderful and beautiful you are. And when I look at you, I don't see your physical forms. I see the beautiful, perfect, shining souls that you are. You're perfect in every way. And every experience you have has created a perfect facet of this jewel and perfect existence that you are. And it's absolutely beautiful if you could see it, as I do. And I love everything that exists because I once was everything that exists. I am part of it. And I'm happy to see so many beings here that I have known in other lifetimes. So you're not strangers to me. It's just you haven't seen me in this lifetime, perhaps. But I'm happy to see you again. And happy to be here. And the whole purpose of my mission was to help change the awareness of human beings so they can have a different perception and consciousness of what they are and in relation to what is around them, and how they can make it better, and how they can understand how to live much happier and perfect life. Because many of your cultures and religions have taught you that you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that, and you do it out of fear of what will happen if you do. And you don't live a happy, complete life because you're not aware that you have a choice. And whatever you do in the physical, if you're not harming or creating problems for anything, then you're not responsible for anything except enjoying your life. And God wants you to enjoy everything that is created for human beings to enjoy without feeling guilty. You shouldn't feel guilty or feel insecure because you can't reach perfection in the physical form except by being balanced in everything you do. Whatever you choose to do is all right, and it's okay by God, and I'm not better than God. I'm not going to judge you because I don't believe in judgment or criticism. That is something that has created problems and divisions in your society. And we should release all that and say, okay, we just accept everything and we love and let everybody do what they want to do and be what they are without feeling uncomfortable, or without feeling that you're less spiritual than someone else. They create all these obstacles because they can say, I'm better than you because I don't eat meat, or I don't smoke, or I don't drink, or whatever. But that's inequality, and they're doing that to make themselves feel better. But they're not better. The problem is it's just thinking. And you got to learn to let go of that and just be and enjoy your life as you are, and realize that whatever you do is okay. It's okay. As long as you're not hurting anybody intentionally. But that is part of learning to be aware and having respect and love for other life forms. It's being a human being and realizing everything is okay and nothing is wrong or right in the eyes of God, and we're not better than God. We can't decide what's good for someone else. We can only decide for ourselves. That's the reality of it. And people always try to force other people to see or do things their way, and this is not correct. Everybody has to choose for themselves, and you do have a choice. And that's what living is about, choosing the right thing. And you have intuition, and that is the power God gave you to judge whether something is correct or not, because you won't feel comfortable if it's something that's not good for you. And you shouldn't do it, because that is warning you that's not good, so don't do that. And if you overindulge in any way, you're not balanced and you're not a complete and good human being, because you're extreme in any way. That's the danger. That's where danger comes in. And that's where people hurt each other and intentionally do things because they're extreme. You can't be extreme in any way, because if you overindulge in sex and food and drinking or drugs or whatever, you're not balanced, and it's harmful to you and others around you who love you and care for you. So you have to take care of yourself and really just focus on your own development and growth and balance. That's the best way you can be a better human being. And I learned that by living in your societies and observing the pain and cruelty that exists here, because I had it inflicted on myself. I learned the hard way. And then I said, well, I have to teach these people how to live otherwise. And the only way I can teach is to explain to them the best I can, just like little children, you know. You shouldn't do these things. And people hurt each other. And I think that most of it is unconscious, because they don't know what they're doing. I don't think they really intend a lot of times to hurt someone. They think it's what they have learned, and they believe that what they're doing is all they know. And we have to teach them more and teach them better, to be a better human being. And that's what I'm trying to do on Earth. And I know it sounds funny that you have to come from somewhere else to Earth, but I've been here millions of times, believe me. And it's just my last time. I chose to come, and I'm here, and I'm happy that I'm here, and I learned a lot from human beings, and I'm happy that I had the chance to be on Earth and share this information for my last existence here. And I hope it helps and makes people happy. That's all I can say. And I want to share our spiritual concept with you, because if you have the understanding of what being a soul is and how it relates to being a human being, then you have a different awareness. And if you take a centrifuge, and it's an object that spins material at high speeds, and you throw in rocks and sand and water, and it's spinning, you'll find the rocks fall to the outer edge, Then you have sand, the water, and in the center is pure energy. This is where you'll find the Creator in relation to this concept. And the outer edge where the rocks are, that's the physical, solid material. And everything is energy. It just vibrates at a different frequency. So on Earth, you have a lower frequency. Everything is solid and material. And you imagine something, then you have to get the material to create it on the Earth. So Earth is the last realm of existence. In the Creator's eyes, He created everything in dimensions, energy dimensions, from the point of creation down to where the physical is. And I'll tell you the journey of soul and explain the dimensions on the way down to the physical to try to help you understand. Now, when you're created in the center where pure energy is, where God is, you are a part of this energy, which is God. God is the creative energy source for everything in existence. It was created from this energy, and we're part of that. And along with that energy, we became part of the Creator, but we're all individuals for eternity. God created us so that we have individual will and choices to make. And when we were first created, we didn't even know we existed. We were this pure, perfect energy, but we hadn't had any experiences to rely on or to relate to. So God created all these different dimensions to send us down to the lowest dimension so that we could experience what we are and create what we're going to be. And that's the whole point. So here we are, we're a little soul, a little spark of light and energy, beautiful and perfect. And we start our journey. God says, okay, I send you down through the first dimension, which is the soul dimension, and you collect the energy from there, which is the soul body, the energy that protects the soul. And then you go to the next dimension, and the next dimension is the etheric, and the etheric dimension, you collect the energy from that level. As you enter to that level, you collect the energy in the body for protection for the soul, but it also gives you the ability to realize that you're part of the Creator, this energy from that level. And this is where all of the saints and holy people that exist in the physical region gather their inspiration and knowledge and become teachers and prophets, because the etheric gives them this ability to connect directly with the Creator and give that energy, transfer it to the physical. So this is the important, the etheric. And this is the first place where God said, okay, now the energy is divided into negative and positive, the polarities, so the soul can encounter the opposite of what it is. So this is the vision of negative and positive, which exists on all the levels below this dimension. And the next dimension you cross into is the causal. In the causal dimension, you collect energy and an energy body for the soul, and this gives you the ability to be aware of all your existences, all your incarnations, and throughout eternity are recorded on this level in what's called the Akashic records. I know you've heard of it, but in actuality, this energy is carried within the soul of individual beings, and it can relate to those and recall from those. So the energy from this level gives the soul the ability to recall and remember its prior and future existences. Then you go to the next level, which is the mental. In the mental dimension, you collect energy from this level, and this energy gives you the ability to think and create So that's where you get your creative abilities and your imagination, which allows you to create things. That's the mental dimension. That's where your scientists and all these people get their information and energy from. Then you come to the astral, which I'm familiar with. This is the energy from this level allows the soul to have emotion and feelings. This is the feeling dimension. And then the last stop you make is the physical. And when you land in the physical, your first incarnation and first physical body is in the mineral realm, mineral state. You exist in that form before you ever become a person. So you have to go through many hundreds of lives in the mineral form on every planet in the physical realm to exist as a mineral for all that time. And each existence as a mineral, you have to serve a certain purpose before you can even go to the next level of being a mineral. It's a long it takes a very long time, and you have existed for a long time, and you go through this evolution step by step, mineral, plant, and you do the same thing over and over as a plant and exist in this form and serve your individual purposes, and your evolution continues, and finally you finish all the plants that you can experience as a soul, which is many, and then you finally go into animal form, and it's the same thing as the animal. Every kind of animal or insect or anything like that you can imagine you have to be before you're perfected and finished with this cycle. It's long existence. You've been here a long time, believe me. You don't realize how long. When you start using your imagination and trying to imagine how many different forms of just one, a mineral, plant, or animal, there are, it staggers the imagination or overwhelms your thinking process. But it's a wonderful experience to try to do this because you have to remember what you were. And then after an exhausting amount of time, you finally become a human being. And as a human being, it's the greatest and the highest form you can reach in the physical. To be a person is the top of the heap. You're the greatest there are in the physical realm. And you carry this form even when you no longer exist in the physical. When you go to the other levels, you carry an identity with you. You keep a physical form so that when you appear to other individuals, humans, through guidance or whatever your intentions are, they can connect with you. But being a human makes you also the guardian of all the other life forms because you need them for your existence, your nourishment. To exist as a human, you need minerals, plants, animals, all of them. And so you have to care for these life forms, and they have to give you nourishment for your existence. And so therefore, only thing you have to do is love and care for these existence and be thankful. So it doesn't matter if you eat vegetables or animals or what, it's all equal. You're helping them to serve their purpose and continue in their evolution through your existence. They serve a purpose and they can continue on their evolution as soul and finally reach the human state themselves. So everything is perfect, and that's the way God intended it, for us to be perfect and be balanced and be aware and be thankful. So when you eat anything, all you have to know is how wonderful these life forms are that they share and give you this opportunity for your existence. And that's all. Bless them and be thankful. And so, therefore, it's fine whatever you eat. Does it make you better or less? It's just a matter that it's part of what God intended. These life forms serve this purpose. They choose to come into earth and serve this purpose for mankind. And maybe in man's consciousness, at one point or another, they may be cruel, they may be doing things that's not correct, but that's part of the learning process of being a human. And we've all been there. But it doesn't make it any less good or bad to partake of the meat or the vegetables. It's equal as soul. And you have to learn to exist and just be happy and balanced and choose what you wish to be. If you wish to be a vegetarian, that's fine. If you wish not to, that's fine too. Just know that everything is okay. That's the best part about it. Being a human is knowing that it's okay to be whatever you choose. And God intends you to be happy and enjoy everything that it has created for our benefit. That's the most important thing. And also, we have to love everything. Everything needs love and acceptance, because love is the greatest energy God created for us to share. And it overcomes everything, it's unlimited, and it doesn't know any boundaries. If you love someone in a lifetime, it can be thousands of years later, and that love will still be there. When you meet them again, you'll feel it and you'll know it. And you know them, even though you don't recognize them, you have a feeling, because we're all connected. God created everything out of love. God said, I'm such a great power and energy. I have to use this for something that's beneficial and never ends. So God created everything, and every individual thing God created recreates in non-ending cycles, and therefore God exists through its creation for eternity. There is no end to creation. God was really intelligent, because God knows that through its creation it exists forever, and that's because it loved itself, and it loves everything it created equally and unconditionally. Unconditional means I love you just because you exist, and that's the best reason, for no other reason. And if you look at each other and you think that way, that's the best way that you can love. Love is wonderful. And I know, because I love everything and everybody. And I'm so happy to be here and share this time with you. And I hope you understand that the Venusian history is really great, and it's part of your heritage and your ancestry, so you're far greater than you know, not only as humans, but as soul. And we want to protect the spirituality and the love that the Creator intended for human beings, and share this with all of you so that you can become more aware and great as you should be, and give you this opportunity. That's why I came here. And I hope I have given you this chance and this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to sharing more time with you over the next few days, and autographing books, of course, taking photographs, which I enjoy, and above all, giving everybody hugs, because that's my greatest ability, is to hug somebody and share the soul, love, and energy with each other. I enjoy that. Looking forward to it very much. I'm not going to talk a lot longer, because my energy level is getting low, and so I'm also tired, because I spend a lot of time before the lecture with people having a cigarette out in front, which we laughed about, because It's not holy or spiritual, but it's something you can enjoy on earth. And I started smoking at age 52, and I've enjoyed it ever since. I take 3 or 4 cigarettes a day, and I enjoy it very, very much. And it helps me to incorporate some of the aspects from the physical into my body, which helps me exist here a lot better. And I enjoy smoking with several people I met outside today. One lady was going to get an autograph, but she joined me for a cigarette first, which I really enjoyed. And I want you to know you can do everything around me and feel free, because I'm not judging or criticizing or thinking you're unholy or whatever. I just accept you as the equal to me. And I want to share my perception and my abilities, understanding with you, so that we can communicate. That's the most important thing. Yes?
I'm friends with Dr. Masaru Moto in Tokyo with the Moto Peace Project. And I'd like to ask everyone in this room to send you good thoughts and good prayers for you to feel better today and give you more energy so that you won't feel tired. If I may do that, it does work.
Oh, yeah, of course it does.
Everyone, I want you
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here if I hadn't received a lot of love from people.
I want you all to send good thoughts and good prayers to Omnec in a good, positive way, so it'll boost her energy, and she'll have a happy day and feel better.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Yeah, I appreciate that very much. And I love it, of course, when people send me good energy, because it is beneficial for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't still be here. But I am, and I want to thank you again very much for the time I shared with you, and I hope it helped you a little bit. And my books and all my information is available out there. I'm going to call my, I don't know what to call her, my friend who is, she's accompanies me everywhere, and she makes the world aware I'm here. She does all my internet connections and interactions and post photos on Facebook, and she's going to come up and explain a little bit what's available of my material for you to take home with yourselves. Here she is, Anya. I don't know what to call her.
Yeah. Okay, hi, I'm Anya. I just want to give you a short overview over the material, because everybody wants to know what is in this book, what's in this DVD, what's the CDs. We have 5 different products outside there on the table. The book is called the Venusian Trilogy. This is Omnec's life story. She has written her autobiography already in the 60s, but it took a very long time until it was published for the first time. It was first published in 1991 in English. This book is still available sometimes on Amazon. You can find it for a couple of hundred, sometimes even thousands euros, because it is so rare. And right after that, Omnec was pretty fast invited to Germany, where she was almost stuck for almost 20 years now. This is the very first time that she is, since 1993, speaking in a different country than in Germany. And I have been working with her for about almost 20 years now, and in Germany I'm translating her. So this first book was directly translated into German in 1993, I think. It's called From Venus I Came. And this is her life story about her life on Venus. It describes pretty in detail how life on the astral is. It gives precise information about the about God and the laws of the Supreme Deity. So it's a very spiritual, very beautiful book, and many people, when they read it for the first time, they feel like at home again. This is what I felt, and I know that many people feel like that. And there's a second book in this Venusian trilogy. This is called Angels Don't Cry. Omnec wrote this in 2000. This is about her life on Earth. So it's good to read the spiritual, happy, glowing astral book first, because you have to have a lot of energy before you go into the dark earth part, because Omnec had suffered a lot in her life. and went through a lot of hardship. So the second book is partly sad, but of course the spirituality and the love is in the whole book, always there, because she never lost her consciousness and her love. And this, the third book is my mission, my message. We always get this mixed up. It's called My Message, exactly. And this is a kind of a summary of her spiritual information. One part, for example, is about the journey of soul that Omnec had covered in her lecture, about the different dimensions, and it's very practical. So there are also the mantras described that you can use, and I can directly refer then to the CDs, because the soul journey we also have as a CD. This is a very beautiful guided meditation CD that Omnec created together with her music producer, who is here meanwhile. Hey, Wolfie. In the 90s. And they have been working on this for about 3 years with different kinds of musicians from all over the world. They all volunteered to participate in this project. So these were not paid musicians, but just friends like you are. And it's a really beautiful CD. You can travel from the physical to the astral, mental, causal, up to the God dimension, and then back again. So this is to have an experience. The different dimensions have different sounds, colors, mantras to sing. It's not something to just listen to, it's something to experience. We have this CD, it's called Journey of Soul or Soul Journey. Then we have another CD, it was produced at the same time. In the same time, it's called My Mission on Earth. This is where Omnec spoke her story. It's about 60 minutes long, I think, and she's talking about the astral level of Venus and about her mission and so on. It's also with a little background music. It's a very nice CD to listen to if one is too lazy to read the whole book. But of course, it's not so much information. Exactly. So this, and the third CD that we have is called From Venus with Love, and this is a it's also a beautiful gift because it is poetry about love. Omnec, of course, knows a lot about love, about all the different kinds of aspects of love, and this is also with beautiful background music. It's nice to listen to, and it contains a booklet where the texts are also included in the booklet. And last but not least, we have and 2 songs, exactly. So Omnec is speaking the poems herself that she wrote, and she's singing 2 songs on it. One is called The Angel Song. This is a song that was brought to Omnec by angels after her Earth Mother died. She could not be with her own Earth Mother at that time because the mother, Omnec, was in Germany and her mother died in America. So it was very hard for her that she could not be with her while she died and afterwards. And a group of angels came to her in the night and brought her this song. And so when you listen to this song, you can also feel the emotions because she was kind of still crying. She was at her music producers at the time, and they immediately recorded it because she still had the words and the music in her memory, and she just sang it in the music studio. And so when you listen to it, you can sometimes hear that the voice is a little shaking and breaking because it was, of course, sad for her. And there's another song called A Mule something. It's, I think, a mixture of Sanskrit and Lemurian that Omnec also sang on this CD. A Venusian song, yeah. And last but not least, we have a DVD, and this is a very, very wonderful that we have got this recording because at that time Omnec could speak for many hours, kind of. Now she doesn't have so much energy anymore, and of course her voice changed. It's a lot deeper now and not so clear anymore, although it has become much better since her stroke. But this recording is from 2004, and it's the complete information about the unknown history of our solar system and the spiritual transformation of the earth. This is the lecture that Omnec had given for about 15 years, almost only in Germany, Switzerland and Austria, but only in the German-speaking countries. So it has 2 languages. She's speaking, of course, in English, and I spoke the German voice. And this is a double DVD. So these are the 5 things that we have available there, and of course she autographs everything for you if you want, and exactly, and we have a little list there if you want to be updated. I sometimes send out mailings, not very often, only when there is something to say. I don't do this every week or so.
It has my webpage information.
Exactly. Yeah, probably all of you know the website. It's www.omnec-onec.com. And I'm taking care for this, and through this website I'm sending out mailings sometimes, so you can leave your email address if you want. Exactly. I think that's it, huh?
I think you did a good commercial.
I did a good commercial, yeah. Okay, thank you.